Hi, I'm Taleiya Barr. I'm from Washington State, and this is my story. I did grow up in a Christian household. I also attended a private Christian school my entire life. But my parents weren't big influences in my spiritual role model and spiritual life. I would say that was mostly my sister. I would say when my sister left for college was the moment that I kind of realized that it was just going to be God and I now. And so I remember being in youth group and being like, "Hey God," I was like, "You have to be the one to get me through everything now," and everything. And so I think that's when I started realizing that I really needed God to be my caregiver. I really needed Him to be like someone I leaned on. But given I was also in middle school, so it wasn't really until I got to high school that I really started understanding what it meant to have a personal and intimate relationship with God. And COVID hit my freshman year, so I was able to understand and create space and time to really read the Word and understand what that meant and looked like. So I would say probably around middle school / freshman year of high school. I actually didn't want to go to Vanguard because my older sister, who like I said, biggest role model in my life, she went to Vanguard, graduated from here, and I was determined to not be just like her anymore. But I ended up touring campus, fell in love with it, and I remember my drive back to Seattle, I was just praying a lot about it and praying for God to just give me signs and clarity of if Vanguard was the place for me and open doors financially. And I got sign after sign after sign, including meeting someone who was my exact major, who graduated from Vanguard and was in the profession I wanted to go into in this little town in Seattle. And it just felt all these confirmations from God just telling me that Vanguard was the place for me and was the place that He had. So yeah. So I'm a sociology major, and then I have a minor in social work. That is the plan, to go into social work after I graduate. God literally commands us to take care of the orphan and the widows, so I think that can kind of play into why I want to go into it. But also, just growing up, my sister had a big heart for foster kids and different things like that. And so I saw her heart for it, and then I also saw it from my cousins and different things like that too. So I kind of just grew up in a family that was very much mixed and blended, and saw just the importance of caring about people and community and different things like that, and that blood doesn't equal family, and the importance that family does play. And so yeah, I want to go and help families with that. God's met me in a lot of different ways, especially being Washington. I wasn't in the best state, and so I've just found a lot of healing, a lot of freedom since moving to California, both just with my family here, and then also just at Vanguard too. I would say one of the newest and biggest blessings is just finding some really amazing people that I think will just be lifelong friends, and people who just feel genuine answered prayers of Lord, bring solid Christians who are going to run the race with me and different things like that. And so I feel God just really met me and answered a lot of those prayers. If there's one thing I can impart and tell everybody, it's give God the mess. I've seen time and time again that trusting God will never regret it. Giving Him everything, giving Him the messy, the anger, the broken heart, everything. He can handle it. He more than can handle it. And so if there's one thing I can tell you, it's just talk to Him. Have a real honest moment with Him and tell Him all the thoughts, all the craziness, all the anxieties, over the overwhelming things in your head. And He wants to hear it. That's how you grow, is by having that communication between Him and you.